This is today's little adventure, the Wye Valley Greenway, Chepstow to Tintern. There's the Tintern end, that's the Chepstow end, and the National Diving Centre is no more. And the bit we're interested in is the bit there highlighted in red, which is the Tidenham Tunnel. Just over 1 kilometre long, 3/4 of a mile, something like that I guess, and open to the public. Irresistible. Let's go take a look. Up until recently, the idea was that you would park at the National Diving Centre, which allowed some railway parking. But unfortunately, as you can see, the National Diving Centre is no more. It's now a construction site, and understandably they don't want you on it. So we now have a dilemma. Fortunately there's a wide verge. I'm not suggesting that's good, but it's a starting point. Here's our objective, that bridge. It should give us access to the railway line, if we can get up there. Well, it looks like somebody's made some access. How steep is it going to be? Because that's quite a tall embankment there. So we'll find out. Yeah, well, somebody's made a path. Pity there's no parking really. Because we're in amongst these fir trees, which are beloved of stations, and there is a station on this side. So I didn't think it was here. Oh look, that's pretty. Take a look at the bridge. We'll go any farther. Pretty steep embankment too. I don't know if you can make out the steepness of this embankment. Lucky me. It's a wonder it stays in place. And on the other side, same thing, just goes down and down and down. Incredible engineering. They knew what they were doing. A mileage post. Head for the tunnel and hope it's open, I suppose. On our right is what used to be the National Diving Centre, or National Diving and Activity Centre I think they called it. Now a construction site, which is why there's no parking. Heck of a good cycle path, wow. Smooth and level. Well, it looks like we've got a roundabout. Don't have too many of these on railways, I don't think. We'll see if we can sort it out. Known as the Wye Valley Greenway. I think this is the way you used to go back to the car park. Regrettably, not anymore. Keep out basically. Well, according to that it should be open. Give you a quick go down there, you can pause if you want to read it. Right, we're headed this way then. A large stone wall. I don't know if that's a retaining wall or whether it formed a loading dock or something. Is that stone or concrete? Tough to say really. Curious feature coming up. Well, it looks like a gate post with a tin hat on it. So there are no holes for the hinges. Oh, oh. Here's some original kit. Right. I think they got a little ways to go yet. Ah, some original bits and pieces. Saved from the scrapman and the wood merchant by the looks. How many engines rumbled over that track in its time, I wonder. Cushioned by the sleepers. All by the side of the track bed. The chairs are a little bit too messy to read the date. I can't make that into a date. All that. An artistically placed coping stone on the top of the pile. That'll stop you shuffling them about. And next to that, another interesting piece of rail. With some strengtheners in the middle. An assortment of rail chairs there. Something to do with a specific purpose, I imagine. And those two bits there. Anybody what they do? What they do for a living? What are we looking at? Okay, we'll move on. What are we going for? Some sort of signal support? It's certainly heavy engineering. And they didn't want it to fall over either. Of course. Could be a Victorian bat box. No, I think you're right. Gateway to the railway then. Old track bed. So they are able to close it then. Advance up the track bed. Another one of these gate posts with a tin hat on here. And that has been hewn out of a sleeper. Track bed gone into a cutting then. I couldn't say hewn out of solid rock, but it looks more clay filled to me. Yeah, nice day to be out. I get it right now and again. Now, take 5 whenever you can. Well, I can't really put it down as a surprise at the end of the walk, can I really? Because the title sort of gives it away. I'm heading for the tunnel. Hopefully going to walk through it, unless it's closed for some obscure reason. We'll find out eventually. Thanks to the parish council. Some notes will tell you there are 2 stations here, one either side of the tunnel. Well, one's a station, one's a halt. Another halt. If we find any evidence, I should be surprised. Or delighted. Probably both. Let's crack on. The side of this cutting is definitely rock. In layers, from the Jurassic period no doubt, because they should be that way up. Sedimentary rock, but they've been turned around. Oh well, you're getting dizzy down your end. Hard luck. And then that forms the cutting. Nicely lined with trees, which of course gives us this lovely shadow across the track. Isn't that pretty? Yes it is. Just here off to the side. There's only a single track, so there can't be too many signals to advise you of conflicting traffic or whatever. I suppose it tells you if the points are open to get down into the quarry. But I don't think that's a signal, I reckon that's a warning sign. Something like whistle. I think. And there's something else mouldering away there. Just got a yellow stripe on the bottom. Very rusty piece of metal. Who's the bloke that put that into place, I wonder? What's his life like? Very good. Ferns are going well. A bit like the lost world, isn't it? Well, I have to say, yeah, we're not making much progress. Knuckle down and get on a bit, I think. Hour and a half to Tintern. Take me an hour and a half. And you got to the tunnel yet. They did their lifetimes of work. And they just left to rot. Retaining bolts to hold the chair in place. A two holder, that's an old one. I've taken the weight of trains before now. Oh, it's upside down, so I don't know whether it'll read or not. So that's 12:48, I reckon. 12:48. Oh, work of art. Right. That's us up there. Demolition in progress. National Diving Centre. I used to go to Stony Cove back in the day. Never did dive this one. All the way along here, inside there's all bits and pieces. It was a sloppy clear-up job. Look at this assorted pile here. If they're sleepers, they've been chopped up. I think they're not fence posts. Mystery. Wonder why so much stuff is left. Make life interesting for us, I guess. A lot of these chairs are in such a bad state it's impossible to get the details off them. Some railway fencing on top of the bank. Well, they've seen some action in their time. There against the skyline. Beautiful. A bridge, no less. Different to the one on the main road that had tin sides. This has got stone. On the left there, more access to the railway. You'll find out where this bridge is. I doubt there's any parking. Straight down there. I've got the energy, I'll investigate that on the way back. Don't hold your breath. Bridge is still there with a little help from my friends. Centre support. One of the wings. Beautiful, beautiful stonework. And so it goes on. Yeah, needs a little help. Lack of maintenance, I guess, on the bed. Allowed water to seep through and weaken the structure. Right. Divert here, eh? Add 30 to 40 minutes. 10 minutes on foot to the National Diving Activity Centre. Quite. Take about an hour. Arch brickwork there. I suspect the mortar's washed out. Still can't collapse, but it needs some attention rather than just propping up, I guess. Makes for a few dramatic photographs. Yeah, difficult to get angry. This light and shade camera is not coping. That's my excuse. Mist. They ain't holding much up. just as pretty looking back. And then out into the countryside, and what do we find? 4-gauge training post. Ah, lovely. A little bit hard to discern, but definitely broad gauge, I think. But we're heading forward. Ah, interesting. Don't know if I can chop that and make it usable. That's a better shot than you're going to get from me. And still we plough on. Well, as far as the seat anyway. I'll do lunch. They evidently don't want anybody nicking their rail then. On this end. And more on this end. Well, I wouldn't want to carry that rail out, I'll be honest. This has to be an original placement, you know. Look at these old sleepers in here. And the rail clamp. And then, so if we stand in the middle then, and take an alignment down the rail, it goes right under the bridge, as you would expect. So this is original placement. Wow. Then looking the other way, same again. Points up the rail track bed. What a picture that makes. You've got the rail, you've got the chair, and you've got the sleeper. That was returning to Earth. Returning to Mother Nature. Somebody would take it home and give it a good home, I think. Everywhere you go there's things to be looked at. Incredible. We're still trying to get to the tunnel. We're closed before we get there at this rate. Rising ground up ahead. And just make out the entrance to the tunnel. There's supposedly a station just this side of the tunnel. Don't see any sign of it. Remains of some old gate posts up there. Is that a clue? I don't think many ladies would fancy this in their crinoline dresses or whatever they wore. It's steep. This is interesting. We've got a house and a bridge, then the tunnel. Yeah, stone all the way through. No brick over the arches, although there's brick in the span. Makes an impressive sight. We've seen this before. A beautiful stonework there, and then inside in that shadow, which I'll adjust for you in a minute. This kind of rovelified. That's a technical term. Right. Better keep going then. Inside the tunnel entrance. Not great. Black soot on the roof and the many trains that went through. I wonder if that cabinet is railway. Might have had signalling equipment, I guess. Still stone lined here as it goes on. We'll set off up here then and see what we can see, if anything. first refuge on our right. And then opposite, another one on the left, one there's two here. That one's been infilled or leaked or something. And that one's been going up and we don't disturb the bats. Another one just ahead there. Turn that off. So they're at very regular intervals. And I have to say, impressive about this tunnel is the height. I'm going to get it right without the torch. Can't disturb the bats. And now we'll get it a bit farther down, I expect, with a bit of luck. Let's see. Okay, we're losing the light from the entrance now. We'll just move that into centre screen, which is there. In this niche here, look, you can see solid rock, what they must have dug it out of. I don't think I can see tool marks. Oh, right. Don't disturb the bats. I've been walking forever. We haven't reached halfway yet, according to the arrows. Freezing cold in here. But we're brave, we'll keep on going. Not we've got a choice. Every now and again there's a leak on the floor. Might just catch an odd drip. "535 metres then. Quick look at the stone lining of the tunnel over here. It's a good bit is. Now the arrow's pointing that way, so we've passed the halfway mark, or about to. Good. Interesting. There's a join here. I wonder if that's where the two alignments met. So near to halfway. And then on the opposite side, some calcium coming out the looks like rock, but I think it's calcium coming out the roof. Well, this is where the brick lining ends here. I don't know if I can see that. You can see the brick lining ends just there. You can hear the water on the tin up there. That's because this is the air shaft. We didn't get some light. You can see above there, you can just make out the timber framing for the air shaft. It's a bit wet up there. The framing's still in place. Nearly 200 years worth. This is more akin to walking through a cave in a railway tunnel. Not the many expert. There's different layers of rock at one point, brick in another, stone in another. Different lining methods for different soils, I suppose. Beautiful experience and so quiet. Wonderful. I do believe it's getting lighter down there. Side. And what do we see? Daylight. The surface is tarmac throughout, which is brilliant. And I always like to think I can see the ripples in the tarmac to notice where the sleepers lay. You see them? Well, you could if I had the camera still, I know. That's not bad with natural light. Can you imagine coming here to work every day? Dust, the dirt, the danger. I think 3 people give their lives in the building of it, but you have to have respect for all of them, my gosh. 3.5 years I think it took to build, and was the most expensive project on the line as you can probably imagine. Right, a warm up in the sun. You can't very much breeze blowing through, which you can very often with these things. It's certainly cold. A different world. Straight into the sunshine. Wonderful experience. We're a heck of a long way above the river. I don't know why it was climbing. The idea was to get down to river level. The river is actually straight down there. And these sleepers and logs are a bit precipitous. Gentle nudging, they'd be hurtling down. God knows who's down there or what's down there. Well, this is a retaining wall then, either side of the tunnel. The wall there's got drain holes in it to get the water out. Don't know if they still work. Netherhope Holt. Not too far from here. I don't see any dwellings, so I can't be that close. I don't suppose these rocks were very welcome. Great lump. You just finished your tunnel, step back to admire your work, and bump into that lot. We'll wander down here a bit, see if we can find any sign of a halt. I can't see dwellings, so I can't see why they'd have a halt, I'm sure. We'll take a look. What gets me is this drop off on the left. Right. It has to be practically vertical, I would say. It's amazing. Remains of a signal box there. Plate layers hut. Substructure anyway. It's got a fireplace. Plate layers hut. Servicing the tunnel. And I can't imagine many passengers coming down that slope. They've left a bit of rail in situ here, look, oh, brilliant. Don't think that's original because it's got kinks in it. And you could have been land movement since closure. There's what's left of the sleeper there. Into that chair. History, isn't it wonderful? Trains rattled over there, hard to believe. There you got no wooden post. Some spacing bars. And a concrete post. Oh, they notched this out of the hillside. Steep on the right, steep on the left. Just a little notch for the railway to run in. My word, that doesn't look very secure. Correct. We'll be here in high winds. That couldn't be much fun notching that out. Short straw job, I think. And the rail continues. and the line wanders off, and no doubt the station is just round the corner, or the next one, or the next one. I'm giving it up at that. If there was a halt just up here, they must have parachuted the passengers in, I reckon. There's no other way to get here. So that's got that done then. Trudge homeward. Well, we didn't do too well at Netherhope halt. And if there is a station on this side of the tunnel, the south side, it's got to be here. And if you look up there, that's pretty inhospitable. The road lines are cutting, but if we spin around, we're just coming up to the road bridge. That's quite open, so it would have been here. It's quite wide and level, in with a chance. No sign of any platform or infrastructure, but there is that path there on the left, which could have been an access path. That might be modern. Now I'm afraid this is a new path here. So we'll take a look on top. Nice old bridge. That's looking towards the tunnel, and that's looking the other way. You can see the house in the distance, so this would be Tidenham, and this would be a good access road. Footpath sign on the right shows some access. On the path. And this is on the village side, so this would be the station access then. Do a leap of faith, but it looks like it. Oh, smile for a candid camera. Well, I'm reckoning then that the access would have been down there. Made it back to the road. We're about to cross the bridge and try the other entrance. If you look over to here, the station was there, amongst all these bushes, concrete lumps, which means nothing of course. Or it could be a demolished station. Are there any signs of anything railway-ish? So it's a nice level area. I'm looking to the right now. That's not a likely area. Which would put the station in there somewhere. But then on the other side is another access. That's the one that we were looking at when we took that footpath, I think. The problem here is there's too many choices. Pays your money, takes your chance, I think. Back to my original theory, there's some dressed stone there. Diagonally, if I can get to it, there's a lump of concrete there. There's some old corrugated iron over here. Still too much choice. This is where the line branches out to go to the quarry. So either straight on to go to Chepstow or left to go to the quarry. So I guess those points were operating there. Closer inspection shows this used to be a set of points. And the chair now are clamping them shut. Permanently shut. That's an angle on the joint. Yeah, well, that's solved the mystery then. Blimey, that's a long bit, isn't it? Well, what an experience. Wow. I would recommend that to anybody. It's so profound when you're in there. I suppose walking on your own probably has a bigger effect, but even so, it's just crazy to think people actually built that. It's so tall, and engines roaring down that tunnel. Gosh, that must have been noisy at the time. Now you can do it in perfect silence, apart from the odd drip of water here and there. So yeah, that was wonderful. I really enjoyed that. Hope you did too. If you did, then join me next Friday. I put something up every Friday, and I'll see you there.